My recount of AstroWorld and the tragedy that happened, because I've been seeing a lot of videos on my For You page about people that didn't go, reporting on the news, like that they read from the news, and all this stuff, and all of this, like, and something just doesn't sit right with me, like having somebody, they didn't go, but they're reporting on it, you know, like, it's different when you see it with your own two eyes. Like, I saw people dying right in front of my eyes. So, a lot more went into everything that happened than just a crowd surge. Yes, the crowd surge played a big part in it, but you had people, like, the stage design was bad, the barricade design was bad, and you had, like, all this crazy stuff happening. Like, everybody was packed in between the sound booth and the main stage, because the sound booth was so big that if you stood behind it, you couldn't see the show. So everybody was in front of that, and that compacted the crowd, made it crazier.
Traumatizing. I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life. Probably because I've never been surrounded by so many lifeless bodies. I haven't been able to stop thinking about what was happening all around me. It was so demonic. The energy was so demonic. The set was demonic. Travis was demonic. We were literally in hell. Like, it felt like we were in hell. Nobody could breathe. We were all suffocating. Everybody around me was suffocating. We were standing on our tiptoes, and all you see is everyone around you, chins up, gasping for air, and that's all you see around you.
You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see. Like, just imagine all the people they're going to find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably going to be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted. And the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning black and blue. Like, I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like, once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. Like, this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like, that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like, people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis.
All right, y'all. What's going on? It's Black Balloon, and I'm finally able to get to y'all to let y'all know why I haven't posted about Travis Scott and the AstroWorld show, right? So I tried to respond to as many of y'all as I could. You know, I really appreciate y'all to, just to start off with. Honestly, I think this might have been the most people hit me up to, like, hurry up and cover a video. It had to be at least 1,000. Like, at least 1,000 of y'all just went crazy. DMs, YouTube. I really appreciate that love, man. It really showed me, like, how much y'all kind of value my opinion about these things and just want to hear me talk about it. So, just to start it off, I really appreciate that. I know most of y'all aren't going to see this video. I didn't have really much enthusiasm to even do this video, honestly. Just because the main channel got suspended for 2 weeks over a video that some fuck probably decided to report that was over a year old. The video was over a year old. I woke up Friday morning to an email saying that I'm suspended for 2 weeks. I got 2 strikes on my channel now because some fuck once again decides to report the videos. I don't have one of those strikes go off my channel until December 31st. So from here to December 31st, if I get another strike on my main channel, they will delete the channel. So that's the kind of shit you got to deal with when YouTube decides to strike down your page without even doing anything. The crazy thing is I didn't even speak in the video. It's over a year old. I didn't even speak in it. It's just a video showing shit, showing a few clips. You know what I'm saying? I forget what it was even about, but I got cyberbullying and harassment, and that video didn't detail neither one of those. community guidelines, you know. So that's the whole story. Some fuck decided to report the video. I got fucking suspended for 2 weeks on the main channel, literally the day that the AstroWorld show happened. So I can't cover anything on the main channel for the next 2 weeks. So that's the story on that. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna drop this video on the second page for the people that subscribed. You know, like I said, the only motivation I had to even do this video was the fact that so many people hit me up to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just crazy. Because, like, if my channel get deleted, if my main channel get deleted, I will never post another video on YouTube again. I can tell y'all that right now. But that's that. I'm not even going to dwell into that too much. It ain't nothing new. You know, I'm already used to it anyway. So, you know, to kind of get to this video, right, we'll get to the AstroWorld wild ass show that happened Friday night. Now, when I first, you know, when I first was like seeing everything come out, I already knew what was really going on. You know, that was gonna have to wait a little bit just to make sure, you know, it was exactly what we was already thinking. Now, because there's some odd things that happened around the show and during the show, just as far as them, you know, they about the person that was supposedly going around injecting people with drugs. Supposedly an officer got injected and then he passed out and this and that. You know, just a bunch of crazy shit going on that you mostly, you know, you don't really hear about coming out of shows like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least they don't make headline news. You know, obviously it made news. You know, if things even go on like that at shows, it made news because supposedly 8 people died. Now, I'm not going to play like every single clip from all these people that were there telling their stories. Most of the ones that went viral, y'all have already seen, especially the dude that was saying the entire thing was demonic. And, you know, he was explaining that he saw like hundreds of dead bodies supposedly, you know, but we can't really verify that. So it was either, you know, more dead bodies than they say, or it was just actually people that were passed out. So it made someone think that it might have been that many dead bodies. Now, they confirmed 8 dead bodies. Now, obviously, we can't prove neither or. You know, it could be worse and they didn't actually put that number out. Or it could be just exactly that, using that number 8 for a reason. And, you know, it wasn't actually 100 people. Those were just all the people that were passed out. But like I said, we can't really prove either or. Now, if we get into the symbolism around the show, we could start with this picture right here that we've been sitting on this entire time that I've been talking. Because what most people don't understand, and what they don't understand about this picture with the big Travis Scott head and people walking into the mouth, they don't understand that that is symbolism for walking into hell, for you crossing the other side. That's why there's a picture of Travis Scott with a shirt on where it's like a blue figure, like a blue human walking through a door, and then he comes out all red. So he comes out like a devil. He comes out possessed, basically. So it's almost kind of like the whole theme of the show. Remember that post? Remember that little thing he had that was on stage that said, "See you on the other side." Now, we already know no coincidences exist in this world that we live in. So they already had the entire theme, the entire ritual set up for what was about to happen at that show. You're already walking into basically the pit of hell when you enter through his mouth. That's what that represents. Him having "see you on the other side" damn near the entire time he's performing. What do you think that means? That's pretty simple. "I'll see you on the other side." He's already on the other side. He's already allowed demons and spirits to possess him. That's why he's saying, I'll see you on the other side. Because they knew people were going to die during that show. Because they cast spells. I truly believe that that is how those 8 or 8+ or however many people died at the show. I believe a spell was placed on damn near everyone in the crowd. That's truly what I believe. Now, obviously, these people died, and I don't want to sound, like I don't, like I'm not showing like any kind of sympathy, because real people died, real lives were actually lost, but people just don't understand what they're actually looking at, what they're actually participating in, and what is actually going on. They don't understand that they're a part of a ritual. From the moment you walked into the pit of hell, the moment you walked through Travis Scott's mouth, you entered a ritual. Everything from the stage setup to just everything that you're seeing is creating energy. It's creating dark portals. Get my R's. That's what it is. It's creating an energy portal, a dark energy portal. And do you know imagine how many spirits are actually lurking in an area of 50,000 people who are there to see a demon, basically. A highly possessed human in Travis Scott. They allow possession, especially before a big show of 50,000 people. This is bigger than just performing for 50,000 people. These are rituals. They're casting spells on the people that are there. Look at this, this post that a lot of people have found, and has been going viral on Reddit because it was made 4 years ago. He said he was tripping, meaning he was on shrooms or he was on some kind of psychedelic. He said it was the most intense experience of his life. During the show, Travis used dark magic to possess the crowd and make them go insane. I saw kids going nuts, doing absolute effed up shit. Luckily, he escaped the crowd before he was consumed, blah, blah, blah. This was 4 years ago. And this random guy, says Travis Scott is an evil demon on Reddit. Whatever, most people will overlook some shit like that, like, oh, this dude's tripping balls, whatever. But obviously, we know certain psychedelics that open you up to the spiritual realm, and you're allowed to see spirits. You're allowed to see dark energy. You're allowed to see most things that you wouldn't see with your naked eye, because you're not in that realm when you take those drugs. Those drugs send you into another dimension. Your mind can travel multiple dimensions. Your mind can. Not you physically. But those drugs probably allowed him to actually see the dark energy that was possessed inside of Travis Scott, which was 4 years ago, and around him, because he's been allowed this to happen to him. That's why he's so big now. So back to how I was saying, I truly think that it was spirits that caused the deaths. Now, obviously, they died from probably being trampled, being stomped on, shortness of breath, passing out completely because they can't breathe, because there's 50,000 people total. There's probably a couple thousand people in one area jammed up on everybody. Everyone's breathing in the same air. So you pass out because you can't breathe. Heart stops completely. You have no air getting to anywhere in your body, basically. But I think what truly caused the deaths were spirits of death, demons of death. They ran an open ritual on all the fans. That's why he said in the Reddit post, they used dark magic to possess the crowd. The music is possession. Everything in the show. That's why I said, look, when you enter the show, when you enter the mouth of hell, You're entering a ritual. You're allowing yourself to be possessed. You're allowing yourself basically to be possessed. You're giving permission to the demons and spirits that are at the show. You can only imagine how many. That's like being in Walmart, places where random people are all the time, and it's all kind of different personalities. You can only imagine how many demons and spirits lurk open places like that where there are a lot of people. And plus the fact that they're actually invoking the demons and spirits. They're actually doing rituals. They're creating a portal so these spirits can come up out of them. That's why the crowd goes fucking nuts, because it's idol worship. You're being attached. You're being attached to the spirit that's controlling the crowd, that's manipulating the energy and from the crowd, creating this energy portal. That's what it is. The more people, the better. The bigger the energy is, the bigger the energy that the demon gets that's actually possessing Travis Scott. Why do you think Travis Scott was completely emotional in his apology, in his like public statement? Completely emotional. He was rubbing his head and shit, trying to really force emotion. And if I was like a person on his team, I would have told him not to put that shit out, because anyone can read that you're not even you don't even fucking care about this shit. This shit, it almost seems like you knew this was gonna happen. And all the symbols on the posters for the show, which is not, it's really neither here or there. It doesn't really add to what happened that night, because even if those 8 people didn't die, they would still use all of this shit with the all-seeing eye, the hand with the all-seeing eyes in the hands, the little spiral hypnotic looking circle that he's like performing around and shit. That would have been used regardless. But that little, hypnotic looking circle and shit, whatever you want to call it, that's also to basically put you in a trance. All of that shit is all a part of the ritual. That's why I said everything that you're from what you're looking at, to how he performs, to the songs that he performs, to crowd involvement, everything, you're participating in the ritual. So all it does is add to the energy portal that's already there, that's being conjured from all of these people. But most people don't understand that because they're not looking at it that way. And that's fine. That's fine. They don't have to look at it that way, because as I always say, this is not for everybody. This is just more symbolism here, but this is just what it is. Like I said, this kind of imagery would have been used regardless. So it doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really just play a huge hand in, things that went on at the show. You know what I'm saying? And what I thought that was pretty interesting about this picture right here in itself was, they said 8 people died, and then right here we get 8 like torch flames that are actually going up in the show. That's a part of the show. I'm not saying that this is just, a huge, you know what I'm saying, like a huge catch to just like, this is the end all be all, like there's 8 flames and 8 people died, so of course this was a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I'm just pointing that out, that was pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everything matters, as far as what you're looking at, that's at the show, shit that they're actually looking at, everything counts toward the ritual. So I just thought it was odd that was, 8 flames basically shooting up, and it was supposedly 8 people that died.
Oh, yeah. But listen, we just want to encourage you that God is still alive. He's still living, and he's living in you, and he's living in us. We want to encourage you to be safe this week. Know that God's blessings and his power is upon you. Thank you for sharing your love with us on today. It means so much. We love you. Thank you, family. Thank you. Be blessed on today. May the Lord be with you.
the fence here, all of these flowers here, and above several notes showing supports for the loved ones, along with these balloons, and down candles forming the number 8 to signify those 8 lives lost. Now this morning, investigators need help trying to identify one of the victims. Take a look at your screen right here. This shoe, it's part of a pair of Nike size 11. The Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences describes the victim to be a man in his early 20s, weighing 498 pounds, with short, black or brown, wavy hair and a slight mustache with goatee. Authorities say he is one of the 8 dead, ranging in age from 14 to 27. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner says the chaos started around 9:30, and by 10:10, the festival canceled and cleared. 25 people were rushed to the hospital, and authorities say several doses of Narcan, a medicine used to treat drug overdoses, treated a number of people throughout the night.
All right, y'all. I'm back to wrap up the video, and I just wanted to show y'all those 2 clips because I thought they was pretty interesting as far as Kanye doing a Sunday service just so fast. Like, I don't know, it just felt weird for him to just do that and dedicate it to, the victims that were at the show and the families, of course. It felt weird. It just felt weird. It was so fast. Everything just seems like all of this stuff is coming so fast, ever since it happened. Really just 2 days ago. Also the clip about, that news clip about them showing the fact that they found a shoe. And y'all already know when we get these like videos and they put out these photos of these crime scenes and scenes of celebrities, rappers, and people who've been killed or murdered or ritualistically murdered, sacrificed, all that good stuff. And we get the odd shoe that's placed on the scene, or we get a shoe that's been like somehow it came off the person, like Kanika Jenkins. Her shoe somehow came off. And so on and so on. There's a lot more where the shoes were just like oddly placed, with Kendrick Johnson. I think it was Nipsey. His shoe was like next to him, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot more. There's a lot we haven't actually even paid attention to as well, because we're not just looking at that all the time. But we already know what that details to the occult, to Freemasonry, and it being a ritual in itself, just to actually place the shoe there, to take the shoe off the person that's dead, that's been killed, that's been ritually sacrificed. So I thought that was interesting. Someone actually sent me that footage. Because I didn't see that. I didn't see that on anything that I was searching, like just being just like anybody else, just looking up all kind of shit that had to do with it. I didn't see that one. So I'm glad they sent me that. And yeah, man, just to really wrap it up, all of it is kind of like, it seems like it's just happening fast. You know what I'm saying? My overall thought on it, I definitely think that, this was on purpose, as in the beginning, like how the dude that was there, how he was saying how the stage was set up, how the barricades were set up. Everything was set up for them to basically be right there. Like right there. Like how he said everything was just, it wasn't even safe. You were in the pits. You were in hell. Like they literally were creating, in my mind, they literally were creating a portal. That's what it was for, to have everybody bunched up so the ritual could take place. And it may sound crazy, but I truly, like I said earlier in the video, I truly believe the deaths were because of demons, because of spirits, was because of the energy that was there. That's why those people said they felt like they were in hell. It's the most demonic shit they've ever experienced. Now, I don't know if the girl was just saying that just because everybody else was saying it and shit, but more people than none have said it already, so, it validates it, people saying that shit was hell. They're not saying that for any reason. It's because their soul felt the energy. They sense that energy because that's how strong it is. It's going to make you feel what the other side feels like. Hence why Travis Scott had See You on the Other Side. So I hope it all makes sense. And it just goes to prove that what I was saying was right. Because people that were there said it themselves. They were in hell. They just didn't know it until people actually died and they experienced it. They didn't know they were walking into hell from the beginning. They didn't know what they were walking into as far as how dark and demonic that show was gonna be. They literally said the energy was demonic. People there said it. So it's not me just throwing out my beliefs. It's actually people that were there that said it. So with that being said, y'all already know what's going on. Unfortunately, this is on the second page. And yeah, and this is on Patreon as well. Definitely unfortunate I couldn't post this on the main page. I find it really odd. I got banned the day that this happened, literally on Friday. I got suspended 2 weeks, and that same day this shit happened. I just find that odd. Not trying to say nothing, but it's just odd as hell. But y'all already know what's going on, man. I appreciate y'all, everybody that's gonna watch this video. Y'all already know what's going on if you made it this far. As always, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. I'm out.